For more than a year, this scene has played out in Gaza, day after day on an endless loop. Hundreds of thousands of Palestinians forced to flee their homes in an elusive quest for safety, spurred by Israeli bombs and missiles, as well as military evacuation orders.
For your immediate safety, we urge all residents of northern Gaza and Gaza City to temporarily relocate south.
Israeli officials say these leaflets and the other warnings are evidence of its efforts to minimize civilian casualties. Human Rights Watch, a US-based watchdog, says Israel's evacuation system has not only failed to keep Palestinians safe, but amounts to war crimes and crimes against humanity. In a 154-page report analyzing 184 evacuation orders, Human Rights Watch concluded that Israel's actions have intentionally caused the mass and forced displacement of the majority of the civilian population of Gaza. The report calls Israel's evacuation orders inconsistent, inaccurate, and frequently not communicated to civilians with enough time to allow evacuations, and says designated evacuation routes and safe zones were repeatedly attacked by the Israeli military.
I've spoken to people who, yes, they saw the evacuation orders to leave, but they couldn't follow them because the attacks had already started. The routes that they were told to take to get to so-called safe areas were being bombarded at the same time. And once they got to those safe areas, they weren't safe. Attacks that we verified happened in those so-called safe zones.
The Israeli military said its evacuation orders are part of significant efforts to mitigate harm to civilians, and that it is committed to international law and operates accordingly. The United Nations estimates 1.9 million Palestinians have been displaced during the war, more than 90% of Gaza's population. Today, northern Gaza is the focus of that displacement, as the Israeli military mounts one of its most devastating offensives yet. She says they left without food or water, just the clothes on their backs. Fleeing is one thing. Finding safety is something else altogether. Yet another school turned shelter for the displaced was struck Thursday by the Israeli military. Emergency rescue officials say 4 people were killed, including 2 children. Yet another reminder that nowhere in Gaza is truly safe. Jeremy Diamond, CNN, Tel Aviv.